Hello everyone, it's Katie from KatieWriteStuff.com, and do I have a bunch of plans for June? Yeah, I do. Because I did quite well last month. I pretty much finished everything I wanted to finish. So again, I'm getting overconfident and I'm going to make all of the things in June. Yep. Before I go on, I will tell you what I'm wearing because I don't want to leave you all accidentally in suspense again. But this is a cable patterned jumper from 1940s pattern. It is part of a twin set and I would like to make the cardigan that goes with it one day, but for now I'm quite happy with this. I'm just so not used to wearing things around my neck, even though it's good for winter because it keeps you nice and warm, but oh, it feels so weird. And because it's so tight, these sort of jumpers are joined with a little crochet panel and 3 press studs, which I have a feeling you might call snaps everywhere else, but in Australia we call them press studs. And that is my cat trying to get into the wardrobe. I'm going to start with the knitting this time because it's really quick. Basically my plan is to make as much of this jumper as I can, this lovely sort of striped, big baggy sleeved, simple looking jumper, which I'm very excited to get to. I am going away with my friends the first week in July, and if I could have it made by then, that would be fantastic. And it is basically just stocking stitch and some stripes, so we'll see how that goes. It would be amazing if I could come to you in July and say, finished my jumper, and here are some photos of me having fun with my friends by the sea in the middle of winter, because I like going to the beach in winter. It's fun. Ooh, hey, I can prove it. Here are some photos from the last time I went to the beach in winter with the same friends. The knitting is nice and straightforward. The only problem with that is that there are so many colours of wool involved that I'm not sure how portable it's going to be, but I will make it work because I want that jumper. The exciting thing about that jumper is that I'm going to be twins with Slow So Sue. I think it's Slow So Sue or it's So Slow Sue. No, it's going to be Slow So Sue. She watched my video where I revealed that I was going to make it and she left a comment saying, I paused it at that point. I went to eBay, I bought a copy of the jumper, then I came back and watched the rest of your video, which I thought was so much fun. So I'm excited to see what Sue does with hers because I think it's a fantastic pattern for using up oddments of yarn that you have left over from other projects, and that's what I'm doing with mine. So they're going to be quite different jumpers, even though they're exactly the same pattern. And now we're going to get onto the sewing, and there's a few patterns that I have planned. Firstly, I'm going to make a new look 6428, and I seem to always be complaining about new look and say, why did I do this? And this time I'm saying, why is there a zip in a pattern for a knit dress? And am I going to put the zip in? And I'm here to say I probably won't actually. I'm going to try and see how it goes without it because I'm making it of stretchy knit fabric. Why do I want to ruin it with a zip? Anyway, I'm sure they know what they're doing. I'm going to make it with this fantastic dinosaur print that I've had for a little while now. And I think it would be great for work because it's this very sort of somber, serious looking navy covered in magenta dinosaurs. It's probably my next project, so I'll start off June with a knit dress, which is perfect for winter, I think. My next pattern is Simplicity 2154, which is a 1960s reissue, and I'm going to make the pussy bow blouse, which I've made before. I wore my black version in my seamstress tag, and I don't think I've worn it since here, but I wear it a lot. I love it. It's so versatile and so much fun. The first one was in black. The second one is going to be in purple and white polka dots because I love polka dots. I mentioned that in my previous video. I bought this for about $2 at a secondhand shop recently, and I think it's a poly cotton, but yeah, God, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. As I've made this before, I think I'm going to make a slight change in that I'll just flare it out a bit at the waist so it fits over my hips a bit better. But that's probably the only change I will make because it is fun. I highly recommend making this if you like sort of retro style tops that will fit into a modern wardrobe. This is perfect and is so much fun to make and so much fun to wear. Number 3 is a knit top. Now I'm trying to make tops because I am just bad at them. When I was buying clothes, I was useless at buying tops. I was fantastic at buying all the dresses and skirts, but nothing to go with the skirts, which is problematic. And it's the same when I'm sewing. I can sew dresses and skirts till the cows come home, but tops, I'm like, I'm gonna do that later. So I actually would like to make 2 of this, the 3/4 length sleeve, sort of simple set-in sleeve knit top. And again with the dinosaurs This I think will be so much fun for wearing just at home or maybe at work. We have to work during the school holidays sometimes, so when students aren't around I can wear dinosaurs. I mean, I'll wear my little dinosaurs when they are, and I'll wear the big ones when they're not. And I would also like to make it from the spectacle fabric that Madam is wearing. That's 3 and 4. And number 5 is a coat. I'm planning to make this for a while. It was supposed to be in May, then it was going to be in June. And I don't know if I'll get to it in June. But again, it would be a nice thing to wear when I'm going away with my friends. Even though I have some coats, but it'd be nice to have a new one. I'm making this plain version. Oh, what's the number? Sorry, 1540, Simplicity 1540. And this plain sort of nice length, simple coat. And I have some self-cover buttons to add to that, which I think will be fine. And I'm going to make it out of this polar fleece. And when I bought it, Tim said, "Are you making a blanket?" And look, it does look like a blanket, but I don't really have any issues with wearing a blanket because blankets are warm and that would be great. And the pattern is unlined, so I just thought it would be a great foray into making coats. I'll see how it goes when it's done. I might want to find out how to line it, or I might want to make another one in a different fabric. And I also rediscovered a book I bought a while ago all about tailoring, and it's from the early 1970s, so I'm hoping to maybe use some of the techniques that they outline in that book to help me with making that. My final sewing project doesn't actually have a pattern, but it does have a fabric. I got this rather stunning rose print. I believe it's cotton sateen because it has that weight and stretch. Bought it at a garage sale for probably $1 or maybe $2. I don't know. It was very cheap. But I saw this really beautiful pleated skirt at a store called Review, which make fantastic retro style clothes. Expensive retro style clothes. And so I looked at it and I thought, yeah, I can make one of those for myself. And I've found a couple of patterns that are similar, but they don't have enough pleats. I believe it had about 5 pleats front and back. So I'm just going to make it up. I'm going to trace off the waistband of a skirt that fits me really snugly because this is sateen, it has a bit of stretch. So I think that would work okay. And then I will just fudge some pleats and some pockets because it had pockets. And this is basically my test. So I'll do it on this, which will be very cute, and we'll probably also go with spectacles. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, might be too much white for me. And then, well, I happen to know that I'm getting a Spotlight voucher for my significant birthday from my colleagues at work. So I will use that to buy some really nice floral, because the skirt that I saw was on a dark background with some bright florals. So, and this is quite obviously not. So I will find a nice dark background floral sateen with the voucher and make that sort of my self-made birthday present from my colleagues. But yes, this will be my trial and my test, and yeah, I think that should go okay. I mean, what could go wrong? It's pleats and a waistband, skirts, easy to make. Well, that's my theory and I'm sticking with it. Those are my plans for June. I don't know that I will make them all unless I just find some time out of nowhere or give up sleep or something like that. But it's basically a list of the things I want to make, and I'll try and make as many of them as I can in June. If you have any comments or suggestions, or you just want to say hi, do drop down into the comments and say something so we can have a chat, because I love having a chat with you. It's why I'm not doing fortnightly videos anymore, because I've missed you all too much. So sorry about that, but you have to put up with me. If you haven't subscribed, you can do that now. It doesn't cost you a thing. And I would like to have you on board, and I'd also like to get on board with your channel if you make videos as well. In the meantime, keep on sewing, keep on knitting, make all of the things, look fantastic, make everyone jealous of your incredible clothes, and I will see you all again next week. Goodbye.